Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo and welcome to my scrapbook table. I am at a crop this weekend and I am working on finishing the wedding album. So this layout is just one photo. It's a 5x7. I printed it in black and white and I'm going to use mostly the soft colors from this 49 and Market collection, which most of this is from Moonlit Garden. There might be a couple scraps from something else. And I really had no plan when I started. I just went through some things I had from embellishment packs and the embellishment clusters that I made a while ago and started seeing what I could put together. So I decided to create some layers behind the photo with some different pieces of cardstock. And I decide on something like this. I do trim them down just a bit, especially two of them. And I gut parts of a couple of them to use for something else. And I choose this embellishment that I made from the kits. It's a large heart with some pieces layered on it. And that's gonna go in that upper left-hand corner. This will be another diagonal design, upper left, bottom right. And so now I'm thinking I want to do some inked edges. And I thought about matting the photo. And I don't know, maybe I should have, but I ended up not doing that. So I get my VersaFine Claire Morning Mist ink. I'm just cleaning off my brush a little bit there. And I decide to ink everything, not just the heart embellishment, but the 12x12 paper, the smaller papers, etc. And I do not have you watch that. I cut that out because it was just me using my brush to blend ink. Sadly, I dropped a layout on my ink pad when I was in the middle of this and got some ink on another layout. So I had to figure out how I'm going to fix that. And I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So there. Now everything is inked. And the layers are glued down. The background paper is just so gorgeous that this really doesn't need much. I have a leaf cluster that I cut out of the packaging. So I'm going to tuck this here on the bottom, and I will put that butterfly on there shortly. Then I have some sprigs in tan and a dark green that I cut using a Tim Holtz die set. I don't know what it's called. It has like a little tiny mason jar and a bunch of greenery and florals that you could put in the jar. And I like the sprigs. They're smaller than some of the other ones that I have, but they work good for tucking under things. So I'm deciding what angle I wanted it straight, but then the words at the bottom are crooked. So I opted to tilt the heart so that the words were mostly straight. And I just apply a bunch of glue to the back of this and start sticking these down. And they're very fine and detailed, so then I end up with glue on my fingers, and then they stick to my fingers when I don't want them to. And I'm sorry I'm off camera here. I think I said, I am at a crop this weekend, so I don't have my usual setup. It's really hard to see my phone, like what angle my phone is at, so I struggled to get things set up right, and so sometimes it will just be a little bit out of the camera's view probably, so I apologize for that. So I put several sprigs, both tan and dark green, down there. And especially because of the darker green in the sprigs and some of those bigger leaves, I know I need to add some of the same up under the heart, because having that dark colors there at the bottom they're definitely missing at the top. So to balance that out, I peel this up a little bit and I start adding some of the same ones to this upper cluster as well. And I like how that turns out. I still have some green. And I just cut them apart when they're a little too big. And keep tucking. There's some pieces were peeling up, so I had to go back and do a little more glue. Then I was peeling the glue off of my fingers, which I loved doing that when I was a kid. I don't love it so much now. This photo, obviously, is the two of them. It's their kiss toward the end of the ceremony. And the only title I gave it was The Kiss, and I just hand wrote it in cursive beneath the photo on the little piece of blue that you see sticking out near those dark green leaves at the bottom. And that is all that this layout will have. It was a simple layout to put together, but between a wonderful photo and a great background, there really wasn't a whole lot to do. The whole layout probably took me about 40 minutes. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love it. And I'm happy to share it with you here. So, I add some dimensionals to the wings of this butterfly. These are Stampin' Up! Mini dimensionals, I think they call them. I don't even know if they still carry this size. I hope so, because I do really like these. They work well for scrapbooking for me, because often I'm lifting up just like the tips of leaves or the edges of butterfly wings like I am here, and this smaller size works really nicely. And I like the contrast of the bluish butterfly on top of those bolder green leaves there at the bottom. So this just says The Kiss in cursive, and I run it right underneath the photo. The last thing that I do is add some clear, I don't know if they're really enamel dots. I guess they are, but they're clear, and they just add, they almost look like water droplets. And I didn't want to add any color. And I'm out of the grayish ones that match this. I used those on another layout today. So, I just went with clear because they do add a nice touch, but they don't add a color. So there are still shots coming up in just a moment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or make a comment below so that I can know you're watching and what you're thinking. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for joining me. I hope you get to create something with your craft supplies soon. Have a great day. Bye.